There has been a sharp sell-off across data and legal services stocks today after an AI startup, Anthropic, released a new corporate productivity tool. So for more, we are now joined by Rudy DeFelice, global head of Harbor Labs. Rudy, it's good to have you join us. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I'm delighted to talk to you, Lindsay. It's another exciting day in legal technology world.
It really is. I mean, this tool introduced today, it's caused a ripple effect across North American markets. Why are markets reacting like this in the wake of this news?
I think there's recognition that the foundational language models present a long-term threat to some of the SaaS companies and traditional research companies. Today, I think premier legal organizations wouldn't swap their enterprise-wide tools for language models for most applications. But I think the market's starting to see that day is coming when the challenge is going to be a little bit more significant.
Okay, so let's backpedal a bit. For people who are not within this industry, what does the Anthropic legal plugin actually add to the market? What is it?
Well, Anthropic has enterprise subscriptions, and they have this co-work environment in there. And within the co-work environment, they have certain domains that they've built specific workflows. So they have finance, marketing, sales. They've just added a legal plugin. And what the legal plugin does is it allows people to do legal activities on the foundational model of Claude. So, if someone has a contract they want it summarized, or they want to extract certain fields from it, or they have some workflow where they want something to introduce a process that has, kind of legal resonance, they're able to do that now.
So interesting.
And that's what many of the traditional tools, and even some of the new AI-specific tools, specifically Harvey and Legora, which have been getting a lot of news lately, they've developed really sophisticated products in this area, which have tremendous market capitalizations, and they're, to some extent, I think, running behind those products.
I mean, it's been interesting to see the reaction to this introduction of this tool today, right? There's a number of Canadian tech companies that are down because of this, but also Thomson Reuters, for example. We were watching this company today. It's down, last I checked, 19%. Does this just show how important competition is within these different companies?
Yes, the legal technology space was considered a little bit of a backwater in the broader technology world, but because of AI, which is so specific to what legal organizations tend to do, what we do in legal is digest large amounts of information, reason, and create output, and LLMs are very good at this. So there's been a lot of focus on what the impact on the industry is going to be from language models. Yeah, it's tremendous that TR is down, as you said, up to 19%. Seems like an overreaction to me. There was also kind of an analyst warning, so I think those two things in combination probably led to that. But LexisNexis, which is a competitor, their parent company's down somewhere in the mid-teens, and Wolters Kluwer, one of the other big three research companies, is also down in double digits. So it's a pretty significant movement in a single day. I believe it's a bit of an overreaction, but I think it's a signal that a change is coming in the legal space, and that the traditional companies are going to have to evolve.
So interesting. I mean, if you think it's an overreaction, then obviously we'll see a bit of a correction here with some of these companies, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a tremendous drop for one day, and nothing really fundamentally has happened to these companies other than what the future might hold. And I think there's too much unwritten, too much changing too fast to predict that kind of drop in the enterprise value of these companies.
So why is Anthropic doing this? As you say, is this just the future of this industry?
Yeah, I think the foundational legal models, OpenAI, Anthropic, they recognize that they've got a tremendous core product, and that the revenue models are going to exist in the enterprise applications of those models, kind of on the periphery of what the fundamental language model does. So they want business users to have some specific solutions that relate to them. So this co-work environment, which Anthropic charges for, they're making it more compelling by adding the kind of business functions that most enterprises tend to do. Now, I don't think that they feel that this is going to put the Harveys and Legoras out of business, because they build very elegant, specific things for premier legal organizations. But for general enterprise users, commercial users, smaller organizations, these tools are super valuable, and I think it locks people into the platforms.
You touched on it.
Intelligence is
Yeah,
being
sorry.
commodified. So to the extent we could make this legal intelligence free for smaller organizations, it probably has a societal good as well as a real kind of enterprise value for Anthropic.
You touched on it, but I'm wondering in our last minute if you could just explain like what this means for users and how people will be able to actually use it.
Yeah, so I think a general commercial user who is involved in a business deal can first draft of a contract. If they received the contract from somebody else, they can have it analyzed against a risk profile that they have to maintain. They can create first drafts of things that have kind of legal flavor in ways they couldn't before.
Okay, very interesting stuff. We will leave it there. Rudy DeFelice, Global Head of Harbor Labs. Really appreciate you joining us today and breaking down what we're following. Thanks so much.
We're glad you're reporting on this. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.